Yeah.
Hello. I'm live. Marcus is just grabbing the door and he's joining us right back here. So this is our StreetText Coffee morning dailies. If you like this content and you want to have more content like this, please make sure you go to our YouTube channel and hit subscribe. That way you can be notified of any new videos that we do. And we try to post some of them out to this group as well, to our StreetText Insider group. But we don't always get this out every single day. So make sure that you hop over to YouTube and you can.
Oh, we're supposed to, but you weren't there yesterday.
Oh yeah, I didn't do it yesterday, but normally every other day we're on it. We're doing the StreetText Daily.
We're doing pretty good.
And today is all about getting people opening your emails, how important that is, what you can do with it, what you can learn from it, and maybe some missed opportunity that you didn't really realize was in there.
Yeah, there is. I think there's this notion, and I don't know. I mean, I find that a lot of people just allow their auto emails just to be like, they don't really think about it from the perspective of that lead receiving it. So, I mean, there's the subject line and then there's the body inside of that. And so I always think of it like this way. Like, again, most of your leads are coming from their smartphones, right? They're clicking on an ad, they see it makes sense to them, they start providing their information, at the very minimum an email. And so whatever they're expecting to receive in that moment, that's going on in the back of their mind. And as they receive that email and they open that email for the first time, what is it that you would want them to receive? Totally. And imagine now putting yourself in their shoes. What would create a response favorable to you? Like, in most cases, it's hard for me to figure out, why wouldn't someone ask a question? Mm-hmm. Because the whole key in this is creating relationship and building trust and rapport. So at the end of the day, you want to uncover. Remember that key word? It's not convert the lead. You want to uncover what they're looking to accomplish. And not, even though in this case, let's just use a seller lead, for example, maybe they really want to know what their home is worth. And there's a time frame that you want to uncover. There's motivations you want to uncover. You want to uncover why they're looking for that. If they have an idea of moving somewhere, you just want to start uncovering their internal motivations for finding that value. And if you do that well, and especially from the very beginning, and you make a good impression, you have a really good chance of turning that into a relationship.
It's very true. It's very true. And so for those of you that are watching this video, obviously most of you are going to be StreetText users. In your StreetText account, maybe you didn't know, and I agree with Marcus, you may be not realizing how important this is. You can actually click on, there's an icon on the left-hand side. It's like a little light bulb. If you click on it, you can click on your emails, and you can actually see how many people are opening your emails and who they are.
Yeah.
And if you're not a StreetText user, I really recommend that if you are emailing and communicating with leads, that you need to have some way of tracking this, because there's a lot of value in it. So for instance, and we're going to share some more of these stats. I definitely recommend joining. Marcus is doing a session today today's Wednesday,
11 a.m.
at 11 a.m. with our
Pacific
clients,
Standard
obviously.
Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. That would be 1 p.m. Central.
But he's going to be going through some different subject lines, and the reason being is that we're going to see, for instance, like whenever you're going to get between 60 to 80% of people are going to open your emails, but it depends a little bit on the subject line. Sometimes you can have worse.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, I think on that is at least 3 out of 4, when we see a good email being sent, of leads are opening your emails. And that's amazing, because I think when people aren't even looking at it, sometimes they don't think all these leads are real on the other side, but 3 out of 4 people at least are opening your emails. And I've seen actually some that's almost 100%. And I have seen some of these. So we're going to go through and find who these people are and what they're saying, because the number one thing to get people to open your emails is curiosity or specifics on the subject line.
Yeah.
Subject line is critical to getting people to open the email. If that's, you can't even say anything if people aren't opening your email.
100% agree. So let's ask, so anybody who's a StreetText user, I really want to know what your open rate is, at least on the auto reply. So your challenge before you get to the call today at 11 a.m. is to go to the light bulb in your dashboard, to go to that auto email. That's the first one, the one that you're going to see the most opens on, because that's the email that comes in that triggers automatically. And I want you to tell me what your open rate is. And so that will be
your open rate, and then take note of what your subject line says. And then in the group today, we can,
Well, and most of you are going to have the same subject line because you're allowing the default to happen, but there are going to be a few of you that customize that, and we'll do a little bit of analysis on that, because it'll be interesting. I'll be curious to see if that improved or not.
So true. And that's the power of testing. That's the power of this community, is because you can get better by asking questions, learning, sharing your insight, and as a result, you can all get better at getting more and more people that will be opening your email.
So once they open that email,
yeah,
okay, now that's your chance to shine. And I know a lot of you understand and know why I believe video is huge in that opportunity, because of the fact that it is like the opportunity for you to open the door to a discussion. They get to meet you. It's you, your authenticity, your body language, your tonality. It's us face to face. They have opened the door of their home to whatever it is that you have to say. If you try to do that on text alone, I've seen it work and you can do it well, but it's just something you might want to consider, because that's where I am seeing technology trend.
And I mean, Marcus, if we're honest, what is the true percentage of people do you think of our clients that are actually leveraging video in that first email?
Ooh,
it's pretty low,
right? Probably 10%.
So there's even for you guys that I would say that are on the forefront of lead generation, in the sense that you're really out there, you're pushing your brand, you're attracting new home sellers and buyers. You guys are leveraging all the tools that we otherwise provide, and even being on the forefront of this. Only about 5% of our agents or you guys are still even using video. And I think the reason we push it so much is that you don't have to have it. Like, obviously 95% of people don't. But what if it gives you another 1% edge or a 5% edge or a 10% edge? And we believe it's even bigger. So what if it gave you that edge where if you did a quick video, and you can even do it on YouTube or something, and but essentially in that very first email that comes out, you're including in that video just as an introduction to introduce who you are, the process, some of the steps. You don't have to use it, but we really recommend it. We just see so many good results for the agents that are using it. And it's still just so unique and special. And from the perspective of the client on the other end, if it's done well, and not so much in terms of quality, but if it's done well in terms of the questions that are being asked, it feels warm. It's like an introduction plus there's a few questions. All you're really trying to translate in that video is somebody's able to meet you, get a bit of a feel for who you are. You're asking a few questions so they feel like you care. And they connect with you just enough that they build trust with you above anybody else, and that otherwise might be communicating with them via email, right? Like, you just went that step above, that step further, and actually introduced who you are. And I think it's pretty powerful.
I do. I mean, I think there's that coupled with, I would do some of your email signatures are an important piece of that too. And you can actually create and embed your own picture, profile picture. So give them some way to connect with you, or else it's going to be very much guessing internally in their mind.
Well, it's just an email with a question.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, I would say a lot of people still send an email with no question. So an email with a question is better. An email with a question and a video is even better.
Like, who are you? Why would I want to communicate with you? You're texting me, like, I don't get it. I thought this was this. Like, I mean, all these things that are happening maybe in that lead's mind. So for you to evoke an emotional reaction that's favorable to you to starting a conversation, I would say there is no better way than getting face-to-face. And there is no way to do that outside of showing up at their home than with video. So that being said, in my mind, it's almost logical. Like, if you got to look past all the, well, I don't know, I don't get, like, I'm scared. Well, you're in a relationship-based business, and this is a relationship-focused lead generation for I think model. So if you want to become the best at what you do, you have to consider the tools that allow you to do that. And what I truly believe is, on the other side of that fear, if you have any fear around video, is your greatest triumph. It's your greatest success. And if you want to 10x your business, if you want to grow your team, if you want to double, triple, quadruple your transactions over the course of the next year, then I would heavily suggest to consider it, try it, work with us, because we would consider ourselves somewhat advanced in this field at this point.
Well, I think we're getting more comfortable with it. And I think the idea is that it doesn't take that long to get comfortable with it. It's just a matter of just doing some practice. And if you guys, if you guys are interested in it, you want to learn more, if video is something, but you just don't know where to start, comment below in this video or this post, and we can begin to put a community together of like-minded real estate agents that are new to it, but really want to grow in that area.
Yeah.
And that could be even a fun little session that we do just to kind of train. Marcus can champion that and lead that. And so if you want to lead in that way, but I want to leave you with this too, just as we close on all this, which is see what your open rates are, like Marcus said.
Yep.
I definitely recommend getting into that Wednesday session today, but just take note of what your open rates are. And if they are for some reason below 60%, there is an enormous opportunity to lift that up by just modifying the subject line. And we've got some good ideas. Obviously, you can learn. I mean, you can even Google. There's some great ideas that you can just Google for new subject lines. But just test the subject line alone and see what that has, how much of an impact that has on people opening your emails. And then the second thing is that if you actually click on it, you can see who opens your email. And by doing that,
click on records.
Yeah, you can click on the records. You can see who opens it, how many times people have opened it, and this is great data as well. Like if you're gonna circle back on some of your old leads and you're gonna randomly maybe check in on some of them, you might as well randomly check on the ones that have shown the most interest, that are opening the most emails. And on that note, with all of our drip campaigns, you can see the same thing: how many people opened it, who opened it, how many people opened it, who opened it. So if you've got drip campaigns that are running, a few weeks out or a few months out, take note of the people that are opening your emails and just circle back. Maybe even put a specific email and take all of those people and do another group email to them or a group video to them, and just check in with those particular leads. I mean, it might be a great way of focusing on sort of the warmest leads right now that are paying the most attention to your content.
Hey, it could be like something like a quick question, and then that video is essentially saying, I'd love to provide you with an updated CMA. It's been a long time since you last received one. Would you like a new one?
Totally. Simple as that. It's quick, easy. Introduce yourself.
The market has changed, right?
Yeah. So I hope you found this useful. Again, hop over to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe if you want these videos on a daily basis. And otherwise, we'll see you guys later today.
Cheers.